Ever seen a movie crash so badly that even the star had to face an empty theater just to take it all in? That's exactly what happened to Rachel Zegler. Not only did she take the lead in Disney's Snow White, but she also became the face of one of Hollywood's most shocking box office disasters.
It's Hollywood, baby. But
From the second weekend's numbers and reviews, it was clear. This wasn't just a box office failure. It was a career-shaping disaster. From political statements to clashing with her co-stars, Rachel managed to pick a fight with everyone. And after months of fueling every controversy imaginable, Rachel Zegler completely unraveled with the Snow White fiasco.
I'm a narcissist.
When it comes to Rachel Zegler's movie, and the theater is so quiet you can hear the creak of the seats, that's when you know the flop is real. Rachel probably showed up to the screening with her friends for some moral support. And sure, her fans tried to defend her, saying they rented out the whole theater or whatever. But let's be real, bro. Everyone was posting videos of empty seats that week. And on top of that, Rachel literally filmed herself buying the tickets and posted it on Instagram. What was supposed to be a big premiere ended up feeling like a GIF-worthy meltdown. These clips gave off straight, "come watch me crash my career live" vibes. Alright, let's look at the numbers real quick. Because bro, they hurt. Like, really bad. Disney reportedly dropped $370 million trying to turn a timeless classic into some kind of modern moral lesson. And what did they get back? A $43 million opening and theaters emptier than your group chat after finals week. No joke, this feels less like a movie flop and more like a full-on Hollywood demolition attempt. And with a brutal 66% drop in its second weekend, Snow White only pulled in $14.2 million, falling to second place behind A Hard-Working Man. And bro, let that sink in. That movie had almost 1,000 fewer theaters and no Disney-level hype behind it. Even The Chosen, Last Supper, with half as many screenings, nearly passed Snow White. And now that Minecraft already hit theaters, yeah, it's game over for this fairy tale. Some analysts say this box office failure, combined with its record low 1.6 IMDb rating, could end up losing Disney over $100 million. This isn't just a flop, bro. It's straight up disrespecting the legacy of a classic. The same studio that turned The Lion King into a billion-dollar remake just gave us a Snow White so bad they might erase it from memory. By now, you've probably realized just how cocky Rachel really is. Empty blue seat maps were all over the internet. But the real kicker? It's kinda ironic. Because before the premiere, Rachel actually said this.
That at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Yeah, that unnecessary overconfidence? You basically buried Snow White with it. And now it feels like people are lining up, not to watch your movie, but to send their regrets, and maybe a few curses along the way. I mean, she practically sabotaged herself. First, she called the 1937 version of Snow White weird.
Weird.
And said the story needed fixing.
Reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated.
Then, she criticized the love story, calling it outdated, because apparently, the prince was a stalker.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
And honestly, I get where she's coming from with some of these takes, but let's be real. What really annoyed people was the way she said it. That overly confident, I know better energy wasn't exactly winning hearts.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
And of course, her biggest mistake, turning a family movie into a political statement. By now, everyone's heard about the tension between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. It got so bad that after Rachel's political comments, Gal started receiving hate and even death threats, forcing Disney to boost her security. But things didn't stop there. Rachel made things even messier when she randomly called Gal a pageant queen, and then completely skipped over her in a sentimental Instagram post thanking the cast. Bro, was this just bad luck, ego, or straight up delusion? You tell me. I mean, trashing the original, alienating the fan base, and dragging her own movie through the mud? What do we even call that? Apparently, Disney brought in a social media expert to manage her posts, but let's be honest, trying to PR manage Rachel at this point is like trying to babysit a tornado. And by the time they stepped in, too late, the internet had already made her meltdown go viral. Even Spielberg wasn't happy about how far this went. And after all the chaos, Rachel posted an apology that didn't even sound like her. No one bought it. She basically tsunamied her own career and reputation. And at this point, I don't think Hollywood sees her as anything more than a fallen fairy tale. Word is, her voice role in Toy Story 5 got scrapped, and her rumored part in Pirates of the Caribbean? Gone too. Let's be honest, no studio wants to hand a movie to someone who turned their last project into a meme-worthy disaster. Rachel later posted about how the whole thing changed her life, but at this point, the film had already become Disney's weird little problem, and all the drama fueled by Rachel Zegler's ego and bad takes, yeah, it just showed how fast Hollywood can turn on you.
It's Hollywood, baby. But it's...
People have been posting a ton about Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. Let's just say unusual acting choices. I won't go too deep into that right now, but before we move on, let's quickly run through how Rachel managed to step on just about everyone's nerves and values.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird. I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. I saw the logo and I went, that's my name, Snow White's up there, and I cried my eyes out. I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful.
So no prince or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
People literally grew up with these fairy tales. They built their childhood dreams around them. So when you mess with something this iconic, it hits different. Snow White stands for innocence. And as the lead, you were supposed to represent that too, at least while the movie was in theaters, but instead, you ended up being seen as the villain. Like, forget the evil queen. People started thinking you were the one handing out the poison apples. And the way you spoke, the words you chose, that's what really turned people off. Calling the prince a stalker didn't make you look smart, it made fans feel personally attacked. Even South Park made fun of it. When you're getting clowned by South Park, maybe it's time to pause and reflect. You know?
Will you check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there?
It's a brand new exclusive event with all your favorite South Park characters. There's Cartman,
I had explosive diarrhea all night.
Stan,
Dude, school is going to be so awesome today.
Butters,
Oh, hamburgers.
and oh my god, they killed Kenny.
I like big.
From fan drama to awkward silence and empty theaters, Rachel didn't just take a hit, she went down in flames. Snow White was supposed to be her big moment, but instead, it turned into a cautionary tale. Now the real question is there any comeback from a flop this loud? Or has Hollywood already swiped left on Rachel Zegler? Before you click on the next video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and protect your sanity.